Hey y'all, here to vlog about cutting it in the ATL, the recent episode that aired. I know this is a little bit late. It's been a crazy weekend for me, but I'll try to get them in as soon as I can. So it starts off with Maya, and she's having mojitos with her friend named Ayana and Mataki, and they were discussing the hair show, and Maya just feels like Deidre is always the type, since Deidre was the one who was heckling them, the girls and whatnot in the audience, Maya feels like Deidre is always the type that throws a rock and hides her hand, like she always plays victim. And, she feels like the fact that Beauty and Deidre are arguing over LaKenya, she feels like all LaKenya did was leave one fool to go to another fool, which I agree. And she's basically like all of this just accomplished nothing. Like the all of the cattiness and she just feels like she's like at her wits end with these ladies basically. And I mean, I understand where Maya is coming from completely because it's like every single time she tries to meet up with these chicks, it's always drama, it's always cattiness. So I 100% agree with Maya. So we get to Mushia, and she's training two new girls for her salon, the damn salon. And one girl, she was saying, needed to do better with knotting with braids, and the other one was pretty good, so she hired her, and she didn't hire the other girl. So, I mean, Mushia is very straightforward, and she knows what she wants. She knows how she wants her salon to operate, and, yeah, she's a businesswoman. So we get to Beauty, and she's with a friend named Terry, who's a celebrity manicurist out in Atlanta, and they're discussing the Pro Beauty Hair Show. And Beauty is just like I'm all about my coins. I'm about making money, and she was telling him about how Maya invited her out for drinks, like again to try again to get the ladies to come together. So she says she's looking forward to it. So she's just gonna see how everything goes. So Deidre, we get to Deidre, and she's hanging out with her aunt Jonette, whom she says is like a second mom to her because her mom wasn't really in her life. Like they have a strained relationship. So Deidre feels like the girls are coming for her, and they know how to flick her switch. And when they flick her switch, she's gonna light them like a cigarette and all this other crazy stuff she was saying. So she's basically like she been that way her whole life because she has abandonment issues with her mom. And as her aunt is telling her, well, that might play a part in why you don't really have that many friends because of the issues you got going on with your mom. And I completely agree. Like, even if you can go to all of these shows with women, and you can see with their mothers not in their life, it plays a part in their friendships. Prime example: look at Kenya Moore, look at Nene Leakes, look at all these women who don't have mothers like their mother in their life. They're attention starved. They snobby sometimes. Like it depends. So every girl does with it differently. So I mean, I can kind of see why Deidre acts the way she acts, but Deidre is also very petty and very immature. Cause it's like, and she has like her guard up completely. Like from the first episode, she was calling Maya a heifer for inviting her out for a business proposition. Who does that? So her aunt was saying that she was a mean child growing up, and you know, her relationship with her mother has basically shaped her as the person that she is today, and it makes a lot of sense. People don't realize that what you do to kids in their childhood affects them in their adult years. So now we get to LaKenya, and she's meeting with a lady named Amanda, who is a business coach. And LaKenya's basically, she doesn't want to be a booth owner for long. She does want to venture out and start her own business. So she felt like she didn't fit in at spoiled opulence or whatever. So Amanda's basically asking her like questions like, "Are you sure you're ready to open your own salon? Like, it takes money, it takes preparation, it takes hard work, it's a lot of responsibility. Are you sure you want to do that now?" So LaKenya is like, she hasn't really thought about all of that, and she's not all that sure if she is prepared to own her own salon. And I mean, stuff like that, owning your own business takes a lot of responsibility, a lot of hard work. So she just figures she's gonna stay with Deidre until she she's gonna stay with Deidre until she gets more, like, she learns more from Deidre, and just moves on up. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Like, she can elevate at what she does, like get better at what she's doing. So we get to the part of the show where they're meeting up for Maya's invite to Boogaloo for like a little dinner meeting, discussing like the problems and whatnot. So all the ladies arrive and they sit and they're talking about, like, the situation. So Maya's basically like, Beauty gets defensive about everything, and as they're like talking over each other. So Mushia comes up with this idea that each lady just go down and take turns of who has the problem with whom. So they start with LaKenya, and LaKenya's like that she thought that her and Beauty were cool, and she felt like she left spoiled opulence because she really wasn't fitting in at the salon, and it was just a bunch of drama that she didn't want anything to do with. So then we get to Deidre, and Deidre is basically being fake, talking about some, "Oh, I love all you ladies," and all this other craziness. So Mushia is like, "Bitch, you don't even know me like that, so how can you love me? And we were just arguing the other day, so what are you talking about?" So Beauty feels like LaKenya disrespected her by just leaving without notice and going to Deidre. So that's why she's bothered. And Moshia feels like that, she wants to work with Deidre, but she can't because Deidre has a nasty attitude. And I agree, Deidre does have a nasty attitude. So the whole time Moshia is talking, Deidre is talking over her, being rude, and basically making fun of the fact that Moshia is African, talking about that she have a green card, just being hella disrespectful. So then she says to Beauty, "Yeah, you keep going on and on and on about how LaKenya owes you money." So she pulls money out of her bag and throws it, like it smacked Beauty right in her face. So Beauty got up and charged at her, and they just started tussling and brawling in the club. And I'm like, oh God, like, but Deidre was dead wrong for that. She could have gave Beauty the money, or she could have said, here's the money that LaKenya owes you. We can just let bygones be bygones. Why would you throw money in somebody's face? That is hella disrespectful. That's equivalent to spitting in somebody's face. But you feel like all the girls come for you. You have a nasty attitude, Deidre. You do. You are a disgusting person. Like, I do not like you. Oh my God. So, they're fighting, and Maja gets involved trying to, because, she was already sitting in between them anyway. So Maja gets involved trying to peel them apart, and she got dragged down in the fight, bruised her toe and everything. So, Deidre leaves. LaKenya is sad that happened. Deidre leaves, and Beauty explains that, you don't throw money in my face, and then you try to pull my versatility cap off, talking about her weave. I'm like, that's another name for a weave, versatility cap? I have never heard that before in my life, but hey, that works for me. So, she'll explain to herself as, I was trying to hold that in. Beauty's basically explaining to herself, like, I've been through too much. That's disrespectful, and I'm tired of being disrespected. So, LaKenya was just hoping that the ladies could be cordial. She didn't see a fight happening, between the ladies. So, they leave, and that's that. So, now we get to the aftermath. Each of the ladies are basically discussing what happened with the meeting. So Maja meets up with her friend, who she calls her guzman, her guy husband, and his name is Dwan. And she tells him that she has a bruise on her toe from being in the middle of the fight between Deidre and Beauty, and she was like her back hurts and all kinds of stuff. So Dwan is basically like, if you having this much trouble just getting two ladies together, you should just rethink your whole business plan, because it seems like it's not gonna work with them every time y'all go somewhere. It's catty. So I'm sitting up here like, yeah, you might want to find four new ladies out in Atlanta, because I'm pretty sure it's four other ladies that's hung. Well, no, Mushia is good. Mushia and Lakina is good, but Deidre and Beauty, they doing too much. So I'm with Dwan. You better rethink that business plan. So Beauty is discussing the fight with her sister Genesis, and Genesis is like, dang, you ain't bust Deidre in the mouth, you ain't do this. So Beauty was upset because she let Deidre get her to that point. But I mean, everybody reacts differently, and that's what people fail to realize. You could sit up here and poke and prod all you want to. Some people don't like that, and their response is to get up and beat the hell out of you. Others will take it, swallow it, and they'll hurt you in another way. So, Beauty is very disappointed in herself. She was like, I'm just mad that I stooped to her level because I really didn't want to do that. So she said, I'm just going to hurt her with success. So Mushia is discussing the fight with her husband, Lou, and she's saying how much she feels embarrassed for the ladies. And, Lou is very protective of Mushia, and he's just like, you don't need to be around all that cattiness. You just need to be about your business and about your family and leave these girls to their own madness. So we get to LaKenya, and LaKenya is looking at properties for a salon, and the guy is telling her how much the salon costs. I think he said it's like $5,000 a month, and I think for rent or for mortgage, something like that. So LaKenya is like, well, I'm not the greatest at finances, so this might not work out for me. And so then we get to Deidre and LaKenya, and LaKenya is really wishing that Deidre didn't bring up the money, because that's when everything went left. And Deidre feels like Beauty's attention starved, and she insulted Mushia on purpose because she knows Mushia is foreign. Like, see, that right there is ignorant, because you're going to poke at somebody's nationality and their culture. You going to do it on purpose. That's disrespectful. So, LaKenya's sitting here listening to Deidre talk, and she's noticing that Deidre's not owning up to her part in the fight. Like, she's basically admitting, yeah, I did it, and so what? So, LaKenya is like, I don't know, like, she's like skeptical now. So now Beauty is calling Maja, and Maya's not picking up the phone. So Beauty is like concerned that Maja wouldn't want to do business with her, and she wants to do business with Maja, so she's hoping that Maja isn't mad at her. So she's leaving messages, trying to apologize, everything. So lastly, we get to Mushia and Maja. They happen to be in the same club. They sit down and they talk. Maja is telling Mushia that she's stressed out. And Mushia is like, well, maybe you need a man. And Maya's like, maybe I won't be as stressed if I have a man. So, Mushia doesn't feel any kind of way about what Deidre was saying. She's like, she's a proud African or whatever. So, Maya's like, well, I don't want to talk to Beauty right now. I want to just, leave it as is. And I talked to her when I talked to her. So Mushia tells Maja about Beauty sending a client to spy on Pretty Hair and whatnot. And Maja is like, see, we didn't have a problem before this, but for you to feel like you could send somebody to my place of business to spy on me, now we have a problem. And I'm like, oh, Lordy. So we have a whole new set of problems now between Maja and Beauty because of what Beauty did. But, I mean, that was the episode in a nutshell. Oh, my daughter just woke up. Y'all hear her in the background. But that was the episode all at once. And it wasn't really much to talk about besides the fight. Just, as always, Deidre annoys me. She's rude. She's disrespectful. And I don't see how anybody could do business with her. So it wasn't really much to talk about. But it was a pretty okay episode. So we'll see what happens next episode. I don't see them getting along no time soon. But anyway, let me go tend to my daughter. She's making noise. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.